So Dean, we're in this meeting the other week, and it's part of the global group that we belong to, and a lot of different recruitment companies, about 100 across Australia. You are in this one because you were over in New Zealand the other day, and it struck me that there was a lot of interest, there was a lot of activity happening. It was the first one for the year, in the first quarter of the year, and there was a lot of activity happening. We've always said, people ask us, it's very difficult to tell them what the market's doing, because we can really only talk about our part of the market.
Yeah, we're only a tiny fraction of the
slither,
market.
And that sort of thing. And even putting the variety of brands that we have, they still only form a little bit. But when you start getting a whole group, this is talking around about 100 odd recruiters across the board, all geographies, all areas, it gives you a real indication of how things are going. And it seems to be that there's a lot of work on.
Yeah, look, I've found that, and that's great. It's great to hear that. And I've found that, and we've discussed this many times, we discussed it in the lead up to Christmas, because it's really prevalent at Christmas, but also the start of the new year, end of the financial year, start of the financial year, whatever. When people generally have a sort of a pessimistic mindset, it's very easy for them to get quiet, I think. And if people have an optimistic mindset, we expect to have a good Christmas, we expect to have a great run into the end of the financial year. Generally speaking, they do have more sort of upside across those times. So I think a lot of it is, there's a lot happening, and you might want to touch on that. There's a lot happening, especially in Brisbane, but throughout Australia. But I think when it comes to mindset, it's a really important thing to keep your mindset positive, because I think that leads into the market being almost how you want it to be. If you think that it's going to shut down, you'll see every different signal of it shutting down. If you want it to and expect it to stay positive and buoyant, then you'll see the opportunities that otherwise, you might miss if you have more of a negative mindset.
And there are certainly a lot of opportunities out there, and I think you look at it, obviously we're not economists, but all those economic indicators and things like that, the dial hasn't moved at all on unemployment. The inflation is starting to come back a bit. It doesn't look like we're going to go into a recession, and just general business positivity is definitely out there. So then if you're in that recruiting space, or looking for work, or looking to find people for clients, there's a lot of activity there. I mean, here where we're based in Brisbane, still we've got that lead up through to the 2032 Olympic. There's a massive amount of infrastructure projects, and it's not just us. In every sort of major capital, there's always the case, but then there's even some regional stuff. So there's always opportunities that are out there. It's just a matter of if you want to go and run with them.
100%.